Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to go through with you TinkerCAD basics. So let's go. Alright, for those who are new to this channel, if you like content and tutorials like this, please click that subscribe button and on with the show.
Alright guys, welcome to the TinkerCAD Basics workshop. So first of all, you need to get a TinkerCAD account. It's free. Just go register for your free account on TinkerCAD website, which is tinkercad.com. So once you have your own account, log in and you will see a main menu such as mine. Of course, yours will be empty because your account is new. If you have a new account, that is. So to start off, you click on 3D Designs menu here on your left and click Create New Design. So once you click on Create New Design, you are welcome into a new layout, which is a work plane, 3D work plane that is able to rotate. All right. So if you look on the top left hand corner is the box, a perspective 3D box that will follow on your mouse clicks. All right. So when you right click a mouse and you click and drag the right button on your mouse, it will actually change the perspective of the work plane. It will shift or rotate the work plane according to how you drag your mouse by right clicking on your mouse. So if you wish to go back to home, the home view, on your top left there is this home view and it will reset your view back to the original. Okay, so here is to fit all in view. Let's say you have multiple items here and you are zoom in and you cannot see the whole overview of the items on the work plane. Just click on fit view to selected shapes. All right, so it will actually home on the selected shape. So if you have multiple items and you just shift and left click all the items and you click F as a hotkey, it will automatically give an overview of all the items on the work plane. All right, so I'm gonna delete this. Obviously, zoom in and zoom out, that is quite basic, and switch the perspective view to orthographic view. All right, so it's either flat or 3D. Okay, so now your files can be imported. All right, if you have a 3D file, you can import, but I'm not going to go through this right now. So I'm just going to go through the main menu. So you can import STL files to do your own customization later on. And once you have done all your work, you can export that file into STL, OBJ, or GLB. For 3D printing, STL file is the common one. All right. And or you can send to a picture of your design, take your designs further with Autodesk Fusion 360 or other 3D communities. So you can share over social media your work. All right. So here, this is the main work menu. You can see here work plane, rulers, and nodes. Okay, rulers will give, if you click on the ruler tool and click on the work plane, it will give you a ruler tool, so that when you click on any item, it will give you the dimensions from the point of the origin of the ruler. All right, and as well, it will give you the dimensions of the object that you have placed on the work plane. Okay, so since we are already here and I have dropped a box, okay, so let's look at the box and zoom in on the box. So if you click here, you are actually gonna modify the dimension on the y-axis of the box. Okay, so if you're gonna put 35, it will definitely grow longer on the y-axis. And here is the x-axis of the box. If you press any values, it will also grow longer in that direction. Okay, so I'm gonna hold the middle button, the scroll wheel. If you hold the scroll wheel, it will just shift your view without rotating. And here is the z-axis. All right, so similarly, if I change the value, it will either shrink or enlarge based on the value that you have input. All right, so here you can either have a solid color. All right, basically the colors will not be an important aspect, because once you save this into a STL file and you print, it will not be the same color as what you see on your project. It is based on the color of the filament on that 3D printer. But for your project ease, you can differentiate different colors on different items, so that you can group them as a different groups later on, so visually it's easier for you to organize your projects on the same work plane. Okay, so here, if you look, radius is the edges. If you click on increasing the radius, is either making it a bit more round, or the edges is much more smoother, is depending on how much value you input. All right, so the steps, if you look at the edge of this box, let's increase the value. Right, so as you can see, there are actually layers of contour on the edge of the box. So these steps will either smoothen it out, right? As you can see, there's more steps, so it looks much more smoother. The edge is much more curved. And if it's less steps, it looks much more rough, like a polygon, right? This is what it looks like, right? So it depends on your project on how you want it to look. All right, length, width, and height is basically what we have done before. You see, length, width, and height. We have already altered the value on the work plane, so you don't have to change the value here, but you can if you like. So that is the basics of changing a basic shape. So how do you make a hole in a shape? So you can create a box hole, and you can see here there is a negative space within a solid space, but it's just individual shapes which is not merged together. So if you like to create a hollow space inside this box here, so what you need to do is to shift and select both items, and here's the thing, you need to align them so that it looks good. So click on the align tool on the top right. Okay, it's more on the top middle top right, or you can click on the hotkey L, and then you can see that there are these handle dots. All right, so you want them to align on the Y and X axis. So I'm gonna click on here, so it's aligned here, and I'm gonna click on, oh, it's already aligned both X and Y. So once you have done that, you can click on L again to remove the align tool. Now I want to make sure that the hole is not through and through the box. So here in this case, if you look and rotate underneath, the box is actually gonna pierce through the negative space will pierce through the box, and you have a hole underneath your 3D model. So you don't want that. You just want a hollow space. That's what my intention it is. So this negative space here, you just lift it up a bit with this arrow handle. So you lift it up off the workspace. All right, it looks like it is not gonna pierce through. So what you're gonna do next is that I am gonna control click both of these individual shapes and click on this group tool. So control G. So what happens here is that I'm gonna merge these two items and create a new object, which is a hollow shape box, as you can see, right? So I'm gonna center the view on it. So this is how it looks like. So basically, you drag a solid space and a negative space, align them. Obviously, you have to get the objects to have the correct dimensions according to your specs, align them and group them. Then you can get another object. All right, so this is how it looks like. So the next thing on your right hand side is text and numbers. So you can add on text or numbers onto the objects. All right, now how you gonna add the text on the surface, right? If I'm gonna click on text here, it will only align to the work plane. So how am I gonna do that? So I'm gonna delete this, just pressing delete on your keyboard. So if you want to align the text on the surface of this object, just click on the work plane tool and feel for the surface that you want using your mouse to align the text on. So I wish to align it on this surface of the object. So as you can see, it created a temporary work plane, and when you click on text, it's now aligned to this temporary work plane. So you can click on text and it's too big. So hold the shift key on your keyboard and the diagonal handle, shift and shrink. Shrink, shrink, shrink according to what you feel is suitable for you. And now all you need to do is drag to the appropriate location or coordinates, position, sorry, that you want the text to be on. So you can look here that it's on the side, that's the text. All right, how you going to change the text content here? Under shape, the text you can change, even you can change the font, but unfortunately there's only 3 options for now. So you can change the text, and what else? Obviously you can click on these 2 items and again using the align tool and get it to center with each other. All right, so I'm going to align this. So it's aligned and align. Okay, so now you click on work plane and click on the original work plane surface. This is how it looks like. So now these are still 2 individual shapes, so you still have to click and drag all of this and click on the group button. All right, so it will merge and form a single shape. So what if you have a mistake and you want to remove this text from this object? All you need to do is you click on the object and ungroup. So it will also create 2 individual shapes right now back to the original. So if you remember, we did another shape before. So we click on the shape and we click on ungroup again. Now we have all the items, original items, back to the original state. So you have the text as an individual shape, the box as the individual shape, and the negative space as an individual shape. So there are other shapes that you can have. There are characters, connectors, all of this are manually searched. That means there is no search engine or search tool for the shapes that you like. So you have to go through all this menu one by one. All right, and look through and sift through page by page what kind of shapes that you like. All right, so that's the con of this software, I would say, because it's free anyway. So I don't think it is alright for a free software. So there are shape generators. If you look, so these are pre-made shapes, especially like the ring, screw ring, which might be hard for you to create. Okay, so it has a pre-made one, so it's easier for you, and you just put a head on it, so you have a screw tab on it. Or if you like a fidget spinner, they have one that is already pre-made, and there are several other pre-made featured shapes. Okay, so once you are satisfied with the shape, let's say I'm gonna go with this original box, negative space and text here, so I'm gonna delete this extra object. So what I'm gonna do for this basic TinkerCAD tutorial is that I'm gonna group everything together, so it has this 3D shape here. Oops, there is one here that is straight from there. So I'm gonna go back here to this 3D shape. Okay, make sure this is the only 3D shape that you have, so that the software doesn't confuse to which shape you would like to export. So make sure this shape is a singular group object. So once you have done that, you click on export and the selected shape, STL file, and it will save according to the name that is assigned here. So if you would like to change the name, click and change the name to something new, and you can export it to as a new name file. All right. Okay.
Alright guys, I hope you like the content for today. Please drop a like if you like, dislike if you dislike, subscribe if you like content such like this. I drop new videos like this every week. And question of the day is, which 3D modeling software that is free that you are using? Bye.